You know, one of my favorite quotes of all time is that life is 10% of what happened to you and 90% of how you react to it. Despite the fact that life sometimes throws many things over you, but circumstance doesn't justify for your destiny. Your attitude does. It was 9 years ago when I decided to move to the US to study. I was so excited to come to this country that I bought a wrong ticket, ended up in Portland, Oregon instead of Portland, Maine. I was 18, didn't speak any English, and waiting in Oregon for my relative to come pick me up, not knowing that I'm way on the other side of the country. And while I was in the middle of straightening the thing out, and I experienced my first culture shock. After the long flight from Vietnam, it was 28 hours, I was really hungry and trying to get something to eat, thinking, this is going to be my first American meal. This is going to be good. So I walk around the airport, skip on the Chinese and Japanese food court, ended up in front of McDonald's. And here I am. Although I didn't speak any English at the time, I managed to copy the guy right in front of me in line and wrap a sandwich. So I grabbed my first bite, and I'm like, man, this is terrible. What in the world is this? So I open the sandwich up. There's some yellow melted stuff inside the sandwich that people call cheese. Of course, from a small town in Vietnam, I never eaten cheese before in my life. This is strange. So I ended up throwing everything in the trash and ate the buns outside at McDonald's. That's my first American meal. So coming from a different country, one of my biggest challenge in this country is the language. The first 3 months I'm at SMCC, I was really struggle. I didn't communicate with anyone, was really shy, sitting in the corner of the class, didn't anticipate to any of the school activities. My grade was terrible. It get to the point that I have to debate myself whether I should stay here and continue to struggle, or should I go back home with my family. I remember when I was a little boy, growing up, helping my family to raise a fish farm. We work in every single day, 18 hours a day, in a hot, burning weather in Vietnam, just to make $1 a day of living. I visioned myself, one day I will change this. I will become a really successful businessman to help my family, to help my generation to become a better one. And coming to this country has been a huge step for me getting closer to that dream, which something people call an American dream. Therefore, I cannot give up yet, just because of a language barrier or because of a cheese sandwich, for that matter. So after that, I decided to find all the possible way I could to improve my English. And I soon found out the best way for me to learn English is to get involved, to interact with people through different school activity and different school organizations. By the time I finished SMCC, I managed to get a really high GPA and get a really cool nickname, Mr. SMCC. On top of that, I'm working 50 to 60 hours a week to pay off for college. Sometime in life, you have to step back a little bit, looking at a bigger picture, looking at your dream, your goal. Think about a positive way of how things happen. That's really the key to success. Getting out of college, go straight into the workforce, being an independent insurance broker, is one of the toughest jobs for me at the time, because you have to learn everything from marketing, communicating, bookkeeping, and not just selling. When I first started, all my pay is 100% based on commissions, so the more you work, the more money you have, and you don't have any client, you have no money. But I always looking at a brighter picture of being in sales that give me the flexibility of time of when I can do things and what I can do, and there's no limit on what I can do. And after 2 years, I was able to advance myself to become a financial advisor to help people to plan for their retirement. This is what I love to do, my passion, to help people. But the more money I make, the more I recognize an American dream is not only just successful in terms of money, but also what you do to make the difference in the community, in your family. It's a transformation from being good to great, from being successful to become a significant. I work very closely with a Vietnamese community in Maine, and a lot of them have the same story just like me. Coming from a different country, didn't speak any English at the time, and struggled through the change in the new culture. But a lot of them choose to stay the way they are in that little box, receiving help from other people, from the government, and not advance themselves with education, with business ideas. And the next generation will do the same thing over and over again. I'm working on changing that. A couple of years ago, I decided to purchase my first business on the side. It's a nail salon in Windham, Maine. And here we employ 5 to 8 people working at a salon. Most of them are Vietnamese immigrants that come over here, and we help them to get a job making money while they are in a transition to learn English and adapting to the new culture. My cousin has been a tremendous help for me managing the store, but also this is what she loves to do, to build up and raise up her family. Another example I have is my uncle, who always loved cooking. If you go to his house, there's always food. One of his dreams, his passion, is to open a restaurant so he can serve food to other people. So last year, we decided to purchase a building in South Portland and open a convenience store and a takeout restaurant. I was able to convince my uncle to come help me in this adventure. And he's become happy ever since. This is what his dream come true. It's a great feeling when you see your family happy. On a broader picture, because all my connections I have over the year, we were able to open the first Vietnamese temple in Maine in a 10,000 square foot building. It's a place for people to come and worship Buddhism. Not only that, the adult can come and celebrate our culture during our holidays. Here at the temple, we also teach Vietnamese for the third generation children that are born here but they don't speak the language, the native language. We teach them how to speak and write in Vietnamese. Not only that, we teach them where their parents come from, what's the culture that their parents come from, about how we respect other people, and about how hard we work to become a successful person and to become a significant people to help other people. The reason why I really want to share my story today is to show you how grateful I am to be in here in this country and having all this opportunity to become successful and to become a significant to help other people. Again, life is only 10% of what happened to you and 90% of how you react to it. I really want to ask all of you students today, I was one of you sitting in that chair a few years ago. I went out of my comfort zone. It makes a difference. I want to challenge all of you to do the same thing, to go find your dream, your passion, and follow it, pursue it. Even if it's hard sometimes, it's tough sometimes, but together we make it happen. Thank you very much.